Welcome to Real Recaps. In this video, I will explain the movie called Sita Ramam. This movie is a 2022 Indian romantic drama. The film emerged as a major commercial success. So sit back and enjoy. In 1964, a Pakistani fanatic named Ansari plans to disrupt the brotherly tie between Kashmiri Pundits and Muslims by using the Indian army as a pawn in his scheme, which includes sending a few brainwashed adolescents to live in Kashmir as natives. In 1985, Afreen, a Pakistani-origin student in London, burnt the car that belonged to Indian businessman Mr. Mehta. She is given two options: either apologize for her actions or compensate him for the car, which cost $1 million. Afreen agreed to compensate Mr. Mehta. Afreen travels to Pakistan to see her grandfather, Abu Tariq, a former brigadier of the Pakistani army. She finds out on arrival that her grandfather has passed away. Afreen instructs the attorney to simply give her the inheritance so she can move on with her life. But he informs her that, in accordance with Afreen's late grandfather's instructions, she is required to deliver a letter to Sita written by Ram in order to obtain access to that. She makes her way to India and gets help from one of her seniors, Balaji, for her task. They both meet Subramanyam, an accountant who spent about 40 years working for the Nawab at the palace, and asks about Sita but can't think of anyone by that name who was employed there. Afreen makes the decision to pursue Ram's details in the hope that they will lead her to Sita. She gathers information about Ram's unit from a military library and encounters Vikas Verma, another member of Ram's regiment. Vikas tells the two that in 1964, the brainwashed youths established themselves as inhabitants of Kashmir. Ansari knowingly revealed their identities to Indian Army Major Selvan, who ordered Vishnu Sharma, Ram's commander, to kill them in spite of Ram's objections. Angry Kashmiri Muslims boycotted the Indian army and then set fire to Agartha, where Kashmiri Pundits lived. Along with his regimental comrades, Ram was able to assemble all the Hindus in a secure location, and by disclosing Ansari's plot, he cleared up the Muslims' misunderstanding, leading them to extinguish the fire and apologize. Ram and his friends received praise for their deed, and a reporter named Vijayalakshmi showed up to their base to interview them. She learns that Ram is an orphan and she gets emotional. Vijayalakshmi requested on the radio that everyone send their love to Ram through letters, and she also wrote him a letter in which she addressed him as her son. As a result, Ram started to receive a lot of letters, one of which was from Sita Mahalakshmi, who intrigued him. Sita stated that Ram was the man she married and recalls multiple stories of their marriage that never took place. Ram had no idea who she was or what she looked like because the letter contained no sender's address. Ram was receiving letters from her on a regular basis when he noticed some specifics in one of her letters that indicated she would take a train from Delhi to Hyderabad. She also boarded the same train as Vikas. He eventually found her on the train and returned her riddles with answers. She arrived at Durjoy's house where Ram was staying. She visited Durjoy's house looking for Ram and begged him to ignore her. When he refused, she departed without introducing herself. In the present, Vikas tells Afreen, and Balaji gives them Vishnu's contact information and Durjoy's address. Afreen uses a phone booth at a bus stop to call Vishnu, but she is forced to end the call as the bus to Hyderabad is ready to leave. Vishnu strangely delays his intentions to look for Afreen because he is curious that someone is interested in learning about Ram. Later, after meeting Durjoy, finds out what transpired after Sita departed. When spending time together, Ram discovered that Sita had fallen in love with him when he saved her from riots in Agartha. Sita is in shock when Ram proposes marriage to her, and she ran away without responding. At that point, we learn that Sita is actually none other than Princess Noorjahan. She is unable to tell Ram who she really is, and things become even more challenging for her when family obligations interfere. Afreen and Balaji meet Rekha, who reveals that Noor was in love with Ram but her destiny prevented her from accepting him. She told them that the royal family in Oman has taken custody of Noor's family property there, and the only way to regain control of it is if the Prince of Oman consents to marry Noorjahan. Sadly, the Prince of Oman agreed to marry her. Sita has been asked by Ram to meet him before he departs for Kashmir at the station, but she is unable to do so because of her obligations. Their photos were taken by a journalist, who then published them in the newspaper to make Noor Jahan's affair with an ordinary man public. Noor aka Sita responded to the Prince of Oman's request for an explanation by saying that she was in love with Ram and had left for Kashmir despite her brother's opposition. She spent a few days with Ram and got to know his colleagues and those in authority. Rekha now provides Noor's contact information to Afreen and Balaji, who upon learning that she is in Kashmir, departs to meet her there. Afreen is detained by Vishnu in Kashmir when she lands, and he proceeds to tell her the rest of the tale. When the Pakistani teenager who was still alive tried to kill Vishnu and was saved by Ram, Sita and Ram unexpectedly had dinner with him and his wife Vaidehi. Arrested teen gave the information about Ansari's plans and whereabouts to Ram, and made a commitment to keep his sister Vahida safe from Ansari's grasp. Vishnu, Ram, and a few other officers were sent on a secret mission to kill Ansari off the record by Brigadier YK Joshi and Major Selvan, who also ordered that any officers who failed to return would not get any support from the army. After saying a sorrowful goodbye to Sita, who intended to tell him the truth once he returned, Ram embarked on his assignment and, with the help of his squad, was able to successfully kill Ansari in Pakistan. Ram and Vishnu were captured by the then Army General Abu Tariq while attempting to save Vahida from the fire. The Pakistani army only wanted to free one of the two, thus Vishnu was ultimately released and sent to India. At present, Vishnu discloses to Afreen that following that occurrence, the Pakistani army coordinated strikes on Indian army bases in Kashmir, killing 32 troops, leading the army to believe Ram was a traitor, and Sita was humiliated as a result of that incorrect interpretation. He reveals that Afreen is the same girl Vahida, whom Ram attempted to protect and for whom he was separated from Sita. Afreen is distraught. When he inquires about the letter, she replies that it is with Balaji. Meanwhile, Balaji delivers the letter to Sita and learns through the letters that the Pakistani army demanded that Ram and Vishnu disclose information on Indian army outposts in Kashmir in exchange for their freedom. When Ram refused, Vishnu agreed to disclose the information to protect his family from terrorists. This is why he has spent his life in regret, trying to stop Afreen and refusing to have the letter delivered to Sita. Through the letter, Sita learns that Ram was executed in the prison. She also finds a newspaper clipping tied to it, which indicates that Ram knew who Sita was but did not care about her religion, such was his love. Sita exposes Vishnu through the letter, leading an inquiry committee to be formed against him, and then proceeds to visit Afreen, to whom she discloses that Ram is dead. Afreen apologizes and hugs Sita. While Vishnu kills himself with his service revolver in disgrace. Sita receives a medal from the President of India for Ram's patriotism. Afreen is revealed to have apologized to Mehta and also has 18 prisoners of India released from Pakistan's prison. Thank you very much for watching. Support this channel by hitting a like and subscribe button.